What's up? My name is Phineas, and this is everything that I do in a day. Obviously, I don't do the same thing every single day. I think that's one of the many luxuries of being a person who gets to make music for a living. This is what I do most days. I have an alarm set for 8 in the morning, which is not early for most of the world, but is on the early side for me. I would not consider myself a morning person at all. I have almost never in my life woken up energized and exhilarated. I wake up and feel physically terrible. No matter how much sleep I've gotten, there's no rhyme or reason to it. I'll wake up at 8 in the morning, snooze the alarm, once or twice if I stayed up too late, but I try to just get out of bed. Sometimes I'll wake up and the first thing I'll do is check my phone and either check Twitter or Instagram or the news. Over the last couple weeks, I've tried to really curtail my social media usage because I've noticed that it has been sort of preoccupying and debilitating. We'd all be lying if we said none of us were addicted to it. The first person I talk to in my day is Claudia, my girlfriend who I live with. And sometimes she's the only person I talk to in my day. But second to that, Billie and I are in a constant state of communication about ideas we're working on and songs or just some piece of news that amuses one of us that we send to the other ones. I usually have between 10 and 30 text messages to go through. If you got thrown in a group chat, that's like 50. You could commiserate with my managers on this, but I'm terrible about checking my email. I pretend to be a Luddite and never check my email and basically wait until I get called about emails that I'm supposed to read and respond to. One of the reasons I'm very grateful to have a team. I'll do my elaborate skincare routine, cleansers and moisturizers and sunscreen and just an endless amount of products to keep me from breaking out because I have super acne prone skin. As soon as I'm finished with my skincare routine, I'll go downstairs and I started making cold brew a little bit before quarantine started. I grind up the beans and put them in one of those cool cold brew steepers overnight in the fridge. So I'll pour myself some cold brew, make myself some avocado toast. There's a full 2-3 meals that I have yet to figure out. There's just a lot of possibility and I really enjoy that. Usually I'll walk my dog Peaches for about an hour in the morning. We'll do around the neighborhood or we'll walk up into the hills in LA. She's a very energetic dog and so she needs the exercise for certain, and I use it as a time in my day to listen to whatever music that I'm working on my headphones, or sometimes I'll make a call or just think about everything else I have to do for the day. After my dog walk, I'll come home, usually pretty sweaty. Sometimes I'll jump in the shower, sometimes I'll just wash my face off again, and then I usually start 1 to 2 hours of press, promo, Zoom interviews, or just phone interviews. Sometimes fun pieces like this, what I do in a day. It's 11:02 right now, so we're right on schedule for all of this. The secret I'll let you in on is that if I'm doing an audio interview, it's just gonna be a written interview on the internet, I'm absolutely playing Call of Duty the entire time that I'm doing that interview. I don't allot a lot of time for myself to play video games in my life. If I can multitask, if I'm in the middle of doing an interview, maybe I'll give myself some time to play some Call of Duty. Between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m., I'll be down in my studio, which is down below the kitchen in my house, and I'll start working on that day's material. Billie and I have a pretty structured work schedule. We find that the easiest way to be productive. So she comes over on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and we'll work all day on whatever we feel like making. And the rest of the time sort of divided up between songs of my own, songs of other artists that I'm producing or helping write. So that'll be from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. Sometimes it'll be from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Sometimes it'll be 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. I don't usually make any plans after a session because I want to make sure that we get whatever we need to done. When I've created something that really excites me, that I'm really proud of, after that moment, I feel so like ecstatic. Like I just feel so good. It's like finding gold. Like it just feels like amazing. Whenever sessions do end, if it was too hot to walk the dog in the morning, I'll do an evening dog walk. I don't have anywhere to go ever during the day, and that can drive me a little crazy because I just spend like the whole day in the same room. So sometimes if I have a moment to, I'll just get in the car, drive somewhere. There's always something to pick up. Coffee beans, or like sometimes if I need to like get a new screen protector for my phone, I'll pick somewhere casual to go, and then it's like a great excuse to listen to a podcast or listen to some music, and it's very meditative. I just really, really enjoy driving. The nighttime is like the most sort of leisurely point in my day. My girlfriend and I spend a lot of time cooking. We'll make different things. She's like a real salad ninja. She makes a great salad. I have like a record player that I adore. I got all these like really, really old, worn out records that a family friend was like giving away, like Julie London and Rosemary Clooney and Ray Charles and Nat King Cole. And I love like putting those on and like giving like the house a fun ambiance. Even if I'm in a really long studio session, I'll try to eat dinner at like 6 p.m. every day, just because that's like when I'm the hungriest, and obviously like that's hours and hours and hours before I'm gonna go to sleep. So food like is a great source of like entertainment to me. Like I'm a vegan too, so I'm always looking for a new vegan restaurant I've never tried, or like a great vegan food truck. So I turn like, you know, any meal into like a event, and it brings me a lot of joy. Sometimes I'm just like eating way too much because I've cooked it myself. If I'm not cooking dinner or lunch for myself, I have a couple places that are like go-to places. I'd be lying if I didn't mention Taco Bell. Taco Bell, in terms of fast food, is like the most vegan-friendly fast food place. It's not like digestive system friendly, but it's vegan-friendly. You know, I was raised in Silver Lake and then Highland Park for most of my adolescence, and I just like love everything about Highland Park. I love every restaurant in Highland Park, and the coffee shops are sublime, and it's just like, I think places that have like true familiarity to you are always going to be really appealing. Places that you just feel super comfortable and at home in, that's where you want to hang out, right? So I love Highland Park. Highland Park, and really like the, you know, like Malibu, being out on the beach is really fun. When you get to the end of the day and there's no more food opportunities, you're like, oh, I have to go to sleep before I can consume food again. What a drag. Yeah, what is that? 7:30 p.m. Sometimes Claudia and I will watch like a TV show or a movie. Like hands down, our favorite quarantine watch was the show Unorthodox on Netflix. I've been watching all of Ozark. We've watched all of that show, The Boys. We've also been trying to watch like a lot of the quote unquote like classic movies that I feel like were not part of our like adolescence. Like we just watched Citizen Kane for the first time. I don't think either of us had seen that. That was great. And I think on our docket is like Casablanca. I spend way more time on YouTube than I do watching actual TV. And sometimes I just realize that I've been like watching goofy YouTube videos for like an hour. And so that's kind of in the guilty pleasure. Or sometimes we'll go back to work at that point if she's working on a video, or I'm in the middle of producing a song, and go back down to my studio. I'll get a little bit more work done. I'll call a friend, have a FaceTime, get an engaging, stimulating conversation in. Recent side effects of quarantine has been I spend a lot of time on the app Duolingo trying to learn Spanish. Hopefully when we come out of quarantine in a year or two, maybe I'm like partially fluent in Spanish. I think that would make me really happy. And then we're pretty consistent about like slowing down at like 10 p.m. We'll like look around and see if there's like, if the house has become a mess throughout the day, put everything away, and then we usually like go upstairs and read a fair amount. Over the last couple of years, I've tried to adopt just actually, you know, doing what grown-ups do and reading. Right now I'm reading Permanent Record, the Edward Snowden biography, which is sort of like a great mix of like, makes you sleepy and also makes you super paranoid. That's the end of my day, and and then I wake up the next day and start it all over. Thanks so much for watching Vanity Fair. That was everything that I do in a day.